Hello. In hindsight, one of my earliest YouTube videos I made was not well spoken. And it looks like an attack video against one religion. I'm sorry. I apologize to those who were offended by that. I was not trying to make a video like that. I just wanted to talk about one principle. And that idea, that principle, or that subject was what motivated me to sign up for a YouTube channel. And since I've been signed up for YouTube, I have watched so much less television than I used to, of all channels, and watched so much more of YouTube. YouTube is great. Everything's there. So here goes. There are some people who, well, on YouTube I did not find, years ago when I first made a YouTube channel so I could start putting videos on, I could not find a video where somebody was talking about abortion and or birth control and family planning issues that believed that abortion was evil and birth control was not. So, here's a quick summary of the rest of this video. Abortion for convenience is evil, and birth control is not. Even if it's a birth control that prevents the fertilized egg, of course the sperm's there if it's fertilized, from implanting in the uterine wall. Now, abortion for convenience. I say convenience because I believe because it's what my church teaches, and I'm a devoted member, and I believe my church is right about this, that if somebody has been raped, if the life of the mother is in danger, it's entirely possible for there to be a medical condition or a scenario where the doctors can't save both the mother and the baby. In that scenario, the mother's not murdering her baby, and the doctors aren't murdering the baby if they could not save both, and they have to choose one. Now, if they could save both and they get lazy about it, that's a whole different story, but if they can't save both, if there is a scenario where the doctors know the child will die right away or be stillborn, then that's a situation where the husband and wife need to pray about it, and God says maybe in general, and when they pray about it, they'll find out if God says okay to that one. Now, those scenarios are completely different from somebody who chooses to have sex, does not have an abnormal medical condition that puts her life at risk. That's an evil thing to do. But I can believe that that's evil, and also believe there is nothing wrong with using birth control devices. I firmly believe God does not demand husbands and wives to try to get pregnant every time they have sex. You know, the pregnancy that results from a husband and wife making love is a good thing. That's definitely what those parts are designed for. But I don't believe that a husband and wife have to be trying to get pregnant every time they have sex. Maybe there are some people who are not trying to get pregnant that should. They can afford it. They've got the jobs or education to get the jobs or to have the money to pay for kids and they aren't trying to get pregnant. That's between those people and God. That's not for me to try to judge and decide. And I firmly believe national policy, laws, should make birth control devices and pills legal for and available for everyone, and the law and the government should not be trying to decide who should and shouldn't be on birth control at what point in time. Some people, and I'm not going to say the name of the religion in this video. The point of this video is not to attack one religion. It's just to talk about one principle. Where some people don't make sense and they give me a headache sometimes when I hear them trying to explain it. Some people believe that using any kind of birth control device, whether it be a physical barrier or a physical barrier or a a physical barrier or a chemical, a pill in other words, maybe there's a liquid version of birth control, to avoid pregnancy. Some people believe that is a sin. You will end up in hell. Not even the halfway point that some people believe in between heaven and hell, but hell, with no chance of your getting out after suffering or paying penalty for your sins, or no chance of getting out sooner if your relatives pray for you, or if your relatives make a big enough donation to be in hell forever if you use those things. That's their right to believe that. But what doesn't make sense to me is some of the same people who say that will then talk about what they call natural family planning. Natural family planning means basically timing the sex for the non-fertile days. There's a couple of ways this could be done. One way is by counting days on the calendar. One way is some people have beads. I guess they move a bead further down the stick each day, and then when a different color comes up. Sometimes people just try to a woman could just examine herself, and there's things that she can look for when she examines her genitals to let her know if she's fertile or not. What doesn't make sense to me about that, especially since it's fellow Christians, not of my branch of Christianity, but they are fellow Christians who believe this way, is Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount said, "He who looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery already in his heart." He's letting us know that God's looking at our heart, is going to look at our heart when he judges us on Judgment Day. So things that, when things didn't materialize, but we had a bad plan or a bad intention, we are going to be judged for that. When there's somebody that wants to commit adultery, and the hotel was booked, their car broke down, the mistress's car broke down, the airplane couldn't take off for some reason, and that's why the adultery didn't happen, that person is going to be judged by God as if they committed adultery because in their heart they had adultery. Somebody who looks at pornography, they are lusting after those bodies. I don't believe they're just looking because they're pretty. They're lusting after those bodies. They are going to be judged the same way as if they were having unmarried sex with those women in those magazines. Or other ways to look at pornography. And so it doesn't make sense for me to believe that one way of trying to have kids is a sin, gets you in hell, no getting out of it. And the other way of getting the same goal, somebody has the same goal if they're using a physical barrier, using a pill, or counting the days. The end goal is the same, to not have kids, but to still have some sex. And, yeah, so it doesn't make any sense to me to believe that, when the end goal is the same, to not have sex, to not have kids, that one way is a sin and the other way isn't. Thank you for hearing me out on this. In closing, abortion for convenience is evil. Using birth control devices is not. I am influenced on this by my religion. Everyone's influenced by their religion if they have one. I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Have a good day.